Welcome back to my channel, folks. Today, we're diving into a cinematic masterpiece that's widely regarded as one of the greatest films of all time, Martin Scorsese's 1976 classic, Taxi Driver. This movie matters because it's a powerful, thought-provoking, and hauntingly beautiful portrayal of isolation, mental illness, and the darker side of the human psyche. With its iconic performances, stunning cinematography, an unflinching look at the gritty streets of New York City, Taxi Driver is a must-see for any film enthusiast. So, let's get started and explore the world of Travis Bickle, a character that will leave you disturbed, intrigued, and maybe even a little bit changed. So, let's talk about the making of Taxi Driver. Directed by the legendary Martin Scorsese, this film boasts an incredible cast, including Robert De Niro, Jodie Foster, Sybil Shepherd, Harvey Keitel, and Peter Boyle. With a budget of just $1,900,000, Scorsese and his team managed to create a movie that would go on to gross over $28 million at the box office, making it a commercial success. The film's runtime clocks in at 114 minutes, and with a rating of 8.1 out of 10, it's clear that Taxi Driver has stood the test of time. The film's production was marked by a collaboration between Scorsese and screenwriter Paul Schrader, who drew inspiration from their own experiences with loneliness and disillusionment. The result is a movie that's both a product of its time and a timeless classic. Now, let's dive into the plot of Taxi Driver. The film tells the story of Travis Bickle, a former Marine who's struggling to find his place in the world. Suffering from insomnia and feeling increasingly isolated, Travis takes a job as a nighttime taxi driver, haunting the streets of New York City and observing the darker side of human nature. As he navigates the city, Travis becomes fixated on a presidential campaign volunteer named Betsy, played by Sybil Shepherd, and a young prostitute named Iris, played by Jodie Foster. As Travis's obsession with these two women grows, he begins to see himself as a crusader, determined to save them from the corrupt and decaying world around them. But as the story unfolds, it becomes clear that Travis's perception of reality is warped, and his actions become increasingly erratic and disturbing. The film's climax is both shocking and haunting, leaving the viewer with a lasting sense of unease and a deeper understanding of the complexities of the human psyche. At the heart of Taxi Driver are its complex and deeply flawed characters. Robert De Niro's performance as Travis Bickle is iconic, bringing a sense of vulnerability and intensity to the role. Travis is a character who's both relatable and repellent, a symbol of the alienation and disillusionment that can come from feeling disconnected from society. The supporting cast is equally impressive, with Jodie Foster delivering a heartbreaking performance as the young and troubled Iris. Sybil Shepherd brings a sense of warmth and humanity to the role of Betsy, while Harvey Keitel and Peter Boyle add depth and nuance to the film's portrayal of the city's underbelly. Throughout the movie, the characters are multidimensional and richly drawn, making it easy to become fully invested in their stories and motivations. Now, let's talk about some of the fascinating behind-the-scenes facts and trivia surrounding Taxi Driver. Did you know that Robert De Niro actually drove a taxi in New York City to prepare for the role, and that he and Martin Scorsese would often ride around the city at night, observing the people and the streets that would later become the backdrop for the film? The famous, "You talkin' to me," monologue was almost entirely improvised by De Niro, and has since become one of the most iconic lines in movie history. The film's score, composed by Bernard Herrmann, was his final work before his death, and adds a sense of haunting beauty to the movie's already powerful narrative. These are just a few of the many interesting facts and anecdotes that surround the making of Taxi Driver. And they only add to the film's mystique and allure. So, what makes Taxi Driver such a masterpiece? For starters, the film's themes of isolation, loneliness, and the blurring of reality and fantasy are both timeless and universally relatable. The cinematography is stunning, with Scorsese using the city's neon-lit streets and cramped, claustrophobic spaces to create a sense of unease and disorientation. The film's use of long takes and point-of-view shots puts the viewer squarely in Travis's shoes, making it impossible not to become fully immersed in his warped and disturbing world. If there's one criticism to be made, it's that the film's portrayal of mental illness and violence can be uncomfortable and even triggering at times. However, this is also a testament to the film's unflinching honesty and willingness to confront the darker aspects of human nature. So, what's the final verdict on Ta?